levels. But you know what? I'm down for bad ideas. It's cool.
Hello, everybody! Welcome to City States of Klovisa, _: the God War, the Discovery Team. How are you guys doing today?
I'm doing good, John.
Yeah.
Alright.
That's good. Oh. John's internet died, so he will not be joining us. He's on his phone right now to just be a camera. He's a Gucci guy. John, thank you so much for being a part of this. Bam! Another dab from Soul Crusher. Guys, dabs are probably going to be coming a lot today because we have some things to do. But we're going to go around the table and say how our 2 weeks have been since we didn't play last week due to poor scheduling. We're going to start with you, Runt, also known as Gibby.
To be fair, I had to spend 4 hours running around trying to piss in a cup, and then my internet died, as well as all of my power last week, so that's why I wasn't here. But I start a new job in, 4 days. 1, 2, 3, 4 days. So,
okay,
that's gonna be fun.
Congratulations. I hope it goes well for you. Zane, also known as Draco. How are you, bud?
Tired. Stressed, mainly.
Tired and stressed? I feel
Yeah.
that. I feel that.
I started doing banking shit.
You're becoming a banker, too. Man, all the bankers.
Bank party.
No, I'm not becoming a banker. I've just finally started doing bank shit.
Oh.
Oh, I see.
Well, good luck for you. Become a banker. It's a lit career. Zane, or not Zane. Dale, also known as Charlie. How are you, bud?
I'm pretty good. Work's been an interesting week.
Yeah.
Of people asking weird questions and you answer them and then they go, "But what does this mean? What is APA and why does it affect why I can't get my medicine at the moment?"
Oof. I'm sorry.
No, it's funny most of the time because people just go you're like, a PA stands for a prior authorization. It's when the doctor has to tell your insurance why you need this medicine.
Oh.
So that way they can cover it, and then they go, "But what does this mean?"
I see.
And you're just like, "All right, everyone else, I'll mentally be back in 20 minutes."
Mirth, also known as Orion. How are you, bud?
Yeah, I'm just getting ready for my job, which I'm starting up very soon. The training, I think, starts very, very soon.
Congratulations. Ooh, I'm so glad. After all these weeks and months. Oof, one more step. Finally!
Yep.
Nav, also known as Just Nav. How are you, Just Nav?
I'm alive, like half the other people here, also starting a new job soon, so...
Indeed.
We're all moving up in life.
We sure are.
Orion, congratulations, because I know you've been looking just as long as I have.
Yeah.
So, John, I'm sorry.
It's fine.
I love you.
I love you guys too, very much. However, we can save the sad bullshit for later because we have some things to do, such as a recap. All of you owe me a recap since none of you showed up last week.
I showed up.
We should all of us say
one word.
Yeah, that's our recap. Like a yes and.
Alright.
John gets to choose who goes first and who goes next.
It's gonna be Runt, Draco, Charlie, Orion, Eric.
Okay.
Perfect.
So, my word is the.
Plan.
Fucking.
Went.
Wrong.
Yeah.
The end.
Yeah.
The end.
That's a good recap. We spent about 3 hours trying to infiltrate a man's house. Got discovered due to some bad luck.
A natural 20, in fact.
A natural 20. It ruins all good plans. The fight did not go as planned. I don't think any creature died at all on either side.
Almost got it.
A 2-hour combat. It was a little rough, but you know, paladins are broken, clerics are stupid. And fucking Angel
Bro,
was just,
Angel
I
in there
want
for good
to
measure.
die.
Why are you killing yourself? Please stop.
You know, it happens. It happens. And as we focus on our calendar, wherever it might be, John has to actually go and find it real quick. There's too many books
we're always
buried on top
prepared.
of it. It is, I believe, the 9th? No, the 7th of February, also known as Spring Swirling. Tomorrow, the speech is supposed to go off, but that was kind of interrupted by a Maelstrom lightning bolt coming out of a ship that made a crater within the city of Ugarest. And you all are running. Yugu, undoubtedly the first to have escaped, running full sprint through a canal while also simultaneously swimming. So he's just hauling ass all the way back down to our home base. When you all arrive, scattered, desperate, separated, Gordon is there to say hello. He looks pale in the darkness of the home for the... Draco, what the fuck happened, man? Did your headphones just break?
No, they're just very close to dying.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just running out of power.
Nothing new but tech issues.
Not really a tech issue, I just need to get some charge in there.
Okay. Well, try to fix it, I guess. Moving on. John, you sound like you're using a camera mic or something. What? Really?
You shouldn't.
Did it
Did
get
you-
fucked up to stream
Is
whenever you were
your
fixing stuff?
is your OBS different from your Discord?
Let's try this. Hello?
You sound the exact same.
Well, maybe not to stream.
Oh.
Alright, I think that might have fixed it, Apollo. It's better now, okay. We're gonna hope so. It might be picking up background noise now that I'm looking at it. Guys, my audio. It's just fucking crazy.
Professional DM, by the way.
Yeah. Fuck you. Anyway. You all make it back to the home base, the embassy, where Gordon is waiting for you. Under the veil of darkness that is the night. Fuck you, Temer.
Got him.
I guess Runt will be the first to talk as he just kind of puts out both of his arms and just kind of goes, well, that could have gone a million ways better.
Yes, it could have.
Nobody died this time.
This time?
I like
Well-
I like to think I'm still in Dale's arms, so I'm just chiming up while he's like princess briding me. Like, well, you know.
Well, nobody died, period, I think, is kind of the issue.
Well, I don't know about you, but I really hope somebody died after that giant strike of lightning vaporized an entire house. And almost the whole city block.
I guess we'll never know.
Unless they're still at their thing tomorrow, and then we're definitely gonna know.
True. How are you looking, or how are you feeling, Gordon? You look kind of pale.
No, I don't. He just denies outright. I'm not sweating, you're sweating.
Oh, I'm definitely sweating. I just ran all the way back here.
Look, all the power just went out, man. It's hot in here. I miss the air conditioning.
Fair enough.
How went the thing? Did you guys do what you set out to do? Did you kill him?
Nope.
Eh?
I didn't even get to see him. Did anyone actually see him?
I did.
Oh, that's right. I caught a glimpse of Mirth jumping out of a window and then nearly getting his ass blasted by a giant radial explosion. And thankfully he didn't die, because he dodged it. But no, we didn't confirm kill him. I think we just annoyed him, which just annoys me.
But we allowed the thing to go off. And we noticed the rubble afterwards. And nothing could have survived that.
I hope.
But I wasn't able to do what I was able to, should have done.
I hope nothing survived that. But when we're going up against gods and their champions, we've seen... How many times has Jerome come back now? Who's to say that the same thing can't happen with this guy? Even if we did kill him.
So that's it? You're giving up?
No. I mean, it would be good if we kill them, because it does take time for them to come back. I guess, I don't really know how to proceed from here. We still have some things we need to do, obviously. We still need the moguls, and we still need to get the War Master in power.
You know, it's...
That hasn't changed. It's just so much has happened in so short of a time period. Fontaine. There is the whole blackmailing thing, saving you from Alan Bogar. This has all happened in it's been a busy week, and that's putting it lightly.
You guys just finished a long rest?
Yeah,
Sure
we finished.
did.
We finished a long rest into that.
This was your first thing to do.
Yeah. It's been a hell
only
of
a
a
couple
week.
of us got that long rest in. I know I did not actually manage to finish a long rest before we got there.
Well, however you called in this favor. Well, no, I was there when you called this favor. Government will be shut down for a day. So, regardless, the speech won't happen tomorrow, but may happen the next day. Or the next day. If he survived. Which, you know, he didn't confirm it. We might as well treat it like he did. Gordon looks a little lost in thought. City's on lockdown. I'm gonna stay here tonight. Dale, come drink with me.
Dale opens up a
Hell
cold one.
yeah. Dale's like cracking open a beer in the corner, like. Ah!
He moves
You
on
know,
to hard
Doc-
whiskey immediately.
Job well done, boys. Time to drink.
Task failed successfully.
True.
True.
Earth, you were the only one that saw Duplan, correct? Was he at least heavily injured?
No.
Oh shit.
He was at one point, but the fallen or the ascended, yeah, that one. They have healing capabilities, and they very much, yeah. Combined with him being a cleric, made it pretty much useless.
That's distressing at best. We didn't even see all the paladins that were at the place.
There were a lot of paladins. I don't think I haven't seen as many paladins since like the City of Burning Lights. Blinding, not burning. It did burn down though. But that's besides the point.
Okay. Let's go over some things as the night begins to pass and the 8th rolls around. In terms of moguls on your side, you have Gordon Alabaster, Stormsbane is leaning towards you guys, but nothing has gotten her on side yet. Kilfala, definitely on your side. So that's 2. Well, Ponch wants to punch the Archon in the head. He doesn't care how that gets done. So long as he does it, he'll back you. Richard Fontaine, totally on your side, in the hands of the White Maiden herself. The First Smuggler, nowhere to be seen. And Ariel Redmoon needs a push. You have also, for the cost of Runt's life, basically, gotten the help of the Hyperions. That has yet to materialize. No, it did materialize. He gave
That's
you
how we
the
knew.
address of the guy. Well, was the price worth it, Runt?
You know, it was a gamble. I knew from the start that it would be a gamble.
You said as much to him.
Okay. Staunchly against you is, of course, Sylvester Steele, the 50th of his name. Rich man. Holds several keys that you need. None bigger than Dr. Misery, who is the secret of getting Stormsbane back on side. Winnell Sharp, you have no idea who the fuck she is. You've never once spoken with her or interacted with her, but she's against you. That's it. Only those 2. So you're definitely in the lead here of moguls.
With Alan Bogart gone, we only need one more to be in the lead.
That's
or
true.
to have majority.
Well then. We enter overtime mode. We have a day, you feel, before something bad happens. A speech gets read aloud, and Ugarest gets a case's belly to side against you. Fuck. I need a stand-in. We lost John. Tamer, someone, anyone, help me.
In the eyes of an angel.
Join the loud. Summon the bot, Apollo Nick.
The bot.
I beg of you.
So, either we go for the push with Ariel Redmoon, or
Thank you, Apollo. Please do not turn on your camera.
or I don't know which other would we get other side, like, definitely, like within a day.
Oh, we could probably figure out what Ariel Redmoon wants, or if we knew where the lesbian fortress was, we could attack that.
Well, if we knew where that was, then we would have done that instead of the
suicide
kill.
run. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That's the only reason why I wanted to do that one.
We tried
We never
to get
actually blackmailed Kilfala either.
Well, we
Oh,
did.
she
Yeah,
knows we have the
yeah.
manifest now.
Yeah, we
Yeah, we
100%.
did.
We
Yeah.
blacklist. Like, we fuck, however you say it, twice.
Blackmailed.
We blackmailed. We did that like twice to her. That's how we got the hydrogen. To
Well,
save.
no, when Draco did that, he never actually mentioned the manifests.
I mentioned
asked
I had
for-
come here on.
I believe
can't-
Gordon did it on all of your behalf.
Yeah.
So that
Yeah.
you
Okay.
didn't need
Gordon
to
did
do
it on our behalfs, and then I mentioned that we needed the hydrogen. Gordon demands it,
Okay.
since Gordon was the one doing the blackmailing.
I've talked to the smuggler, the first smuggler. And I expect my attention of us needing to go to the
Stronghold.
yeah,
The
But-
bisexual, whatever.
yeah,
Steel.
bicycle
The
strong.
bisexual bastion.
While
But-
you are all up late talking and planning, I'm not moving us a calendar day just yet. No short rests have occurred. In the dead of night, while the city is on shutdown, the curfew in effect, the power intentionally taken offline to better obscure targets from any airborne threat, there comes a knocking at your door.
Who is it?
Knock, knock.
Housekeeping?
Gordon looks at you all. Fuck, should I get it? What the fuck are you guys doing? Come on.
Don't worry, I've got this, Gordon. Last
Zane
time
is
a mimic
going to
tried to
open up.
eat you. You just hang out here and keep drinking your booze.
He
Zane
nods.
and Dale both go up to the door.
Dale and who?
Zane.
Same.
Zane. Zane and Dale, you open the door, and before you is a cloak floating in the air.
I shut the fucking door.
Wait, no! You hear a voice call out as you close the door. Ow! The door slams but is cracked open as if someone's foot is in it. Fuck, man!
Okay, I open the door. I'm like,
The cloak is still there floating. There is no occupant
guys, there's
within
like a
it.
cursed cloak over here.
Oh, I'm fucking invisible, dipshit.
You're not doing a very good job of being invisible now, are you?
It's cause I what? Where's Mirth?
He's back over
right
there.
here.
Mirth, you see this invisible cloak. Well, an invisible man wearing a cloak, I suppose. Why the cloak isn't invisible, you're unsure. You'd think that if this man cast invisibility on himself while wearing the cloak should also be invisible. But the fact that he is wearing the cloak after he is turned invisible means he clearly wants to be seen. But at that point, what is the purpose of wearing invisibility? You're briefly stunned by the either idiocy or brilliance of this creature. As he waves a hand, the cloak moves, and the invisibility is discast, disenchanted, the illusion gone. And before you, Mirth, you see that guy! That motherfucker who just slipped out of your grasp and left the middle of the night after you saved Richard Fontaine's life. The first time, not the second time. Not the ninja times.
Yeah,
Oh, the first one?
never the ninja times.
Yeah,
Oh, hello,
indeed.
lover.
I'm sorry.
What?
We can if you want.
What do you mean?
What?
What?
Alright, you're
Please
weird.
have a drink, because I like to
okay.
bring him some alcohol.
Greetings! You who are not invisible!
Well, you're not visible either right now.
He squints his eyes, realizing he's made a little fumble. Alright, let's just be glad Xander's not here. He claps his hands, steps in to the room. I greet you all. I am Carly. Nice to meet you. He begins to shake everyone's hand politely.
Ah. Are you the younger or the older?
I am indeed the younger.
Very good.
I've been told there is a mighty need amongst you all.
We indeed
Yes.
have a mighty need.
What is this mighty need so I may give you a price?
We have a mighty need of your vote in favor of the White Maiden.
I don't vote. I abstain from voting.
Then,
We also have a mighty need to find Sylvester Steele's lesbian stronghold.
so we can extract.
What do you
Dr.
want
Misery.
from the lesbian stronghold so badly?
Dr. Misery.
That would be a cheaper price than the stronghold itself. I can give you both, but it will cost you quite a lot.
Oh, we just need Dr. Misery if you can get her to us alive.
I
And
can.
preferably unharmed. And in one piece.
But what are you willing to pay?
That depends on what currencies you take and exchange in.
In my business,
200
currency matters little. What I demand, what I love, are favors. And magic. I love magic. Magic's so useful. It lets you cast invisibility and wear a stupid cloak to make you all mysterious looking.
Well, you're not really looking because we can't see you. We can only see the cloak.
What about magic that doesn't even require you to cast it? A special kind of magic that could get you through just about any door or any lock imaginable.
Oh?
Would that be a suitable exchange for Dr. Misery?
It would, indeed. I love breaking into people's houses at night.
Runt is going to look at Nav specifically with like the saddest puppy dog eyes, and then he's just going to sigh, remove one of his shoes, tip it upside down, and a small clink will hit the floor as this glowing, shining key will kind of present itself to everyone.
Is
Nav-
that the wondrous shoe key?
What did you say, Aaron?
Endless.
No, I was gonna say Nav is in the background being Run's cheerleader. It's no Run, it's okay, it's for the team, but like you're so good at picking locks, okay? You don't need it. You're a strong, independent child man.
He's slowly going to pick up the key and say, this object is quite literally a skeleton key.
You made it out of a skeleton?
No, I didn't make it.
Oh,
out of a
you mean
skeleton.
it's the type of key that is called a skeleton key.
Yes, but someone did make it out of someone else's skeleton. I just didn't make it.
Oh. So it
The
is
person
a
who-
literal skeleton key.
Literal in multiple ways, yes.
Interesting. May I see it?
He will hand it. Or he won't hand it, he's just like holding it out for the younger Carly to inspect, making very sure not to directly hand it over to him.
The younger Carly looks down upon it. He inspects it quite thoroughly. After around 10 minutes, he will gauge its, well, magic, as he casts Detect Magic. Sees it is indeed strong. I will want to identify this. But if it is what you claim it to be, I can get you this Dr. Misery. Are you still wishing to go to the stronghold?
No, we only wish to go to the stronghold so we could save Misery. But if you could simply get us Dr. Misery, then there would be no need for that.
Okay.
Would you say we have a deal then? And he puts out his hand to shake.
The younger Carly will do so. He will shake your hand, take your skeleton key, and vanish into the night. Give me an Arcana check, Runt.
Okay, I'm good at those,
You
kind
are
of.
good at those.
Let me make sure it's a normal 21.
Runt, you're a sorcerer. Do you have Subtle Spell?
Subtle spell? I do not, but I do have other meta magic.
Well, you know what Subtle Spell is.
Yeah.
Something was just cast with Subtle Spell.
I'm going to look over to Zane and say, "Did you pick up that? Did you pick up on that, Mr. Magic Eyes?"
Zane does not have his headphones on.
I can still hear. Just headset died. Pick up on what?
A spell was just cast as the younger Carly was leaving. Do you know what kind of spell it was? Is there any residual effect around here that you can see?
Detect magic eyes are on. Anything?
No.
Well, whatever he seemed to have cast, it's not here.
Possible that he's
Was probably
Similar.
just an instantaneous effect.
It's possible then that he's like Sylvester Steel and that he can teleport.
And
Perhaps.
Sylvester Steel teleport? I don't know if we...
I mean, he walked into like a dark, spooky hallway after literally turning all of the lights off when he approached. So maybe not teleportation, but it seemed pretty dramatic enough to be teleportation.
I close the door.
You close the door. The camera hard cuts to the next morning when you open the door, where there is a young woman that Mirth recognizes, known as Dr. Misery, looking a little bewildered, looking at a little postcard that she is holding. Looks at Mirth, who opens the door, being the early riser of your group. Triple H? Is that you?
Please, you can call me Mirth.
Uh,
I put good side and I just for her to come in.
She does so. Dr. Misery, with one trade, a simple magical item that a smuggler, thief, the first smuggler, could make great use of. For a potential artificer, this trade was made. And we are gonna go into a little bit of a montage moment and mode. Because many things are going to be happening in Ugarest. Chaplain Duplan will indeed make his speech, not on the 8th, which he is quite upset about, but on the 9th. He indeed survived the bombardment of Maelstrom, because it took them a while to get close, and they were not held that long in that place. They do not mention Tolst at all during their speech, or at least the first half of their speech, which is televised and put on radio. Instead, they state that Maelstrom, the enemy of Ugarest, and apparently him, shall find no hospitality with those who live within the north. He, as the spokesperson of Destry, the city-state itself, has more or less offered invitation and alliance with Ugarest, and gives them the open invitation to settle upon Klovisa, if they so choose. A thing they have desperately wanted since Cancelar was around, since they joined the Confederation. The next half of his speech is about the righteous use of force, and when should a government step in to either defend their citizens or to attack other hostiles that wish to do them harm. There are many allusions made to the Tyrant of Tolst, that he is one such ruler who does not act in the betterment of his people, but of himself. The Senate of Ugarest is mostly quiet through this speech, until the Archon, at the final word, stands up and gives his own, his thanks to this chaplain from a foreign city-state that in these troubling times still offers the hand of friendship. It is a gentle applause that follows the Archon, who, although is not a true government leader, still holds a ceremonial position that gives him far too much power. You all watch this with Gordon, the Mogul, as well as your new friend, Dr. Misery, who doesn't really know what's happening, has no recollection of how she even got to the house that you are currently staying within, and is waiting for her grandma, Kilfala, to come pick her up. Or not Kilfala, Stormsbane.
Yep.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's the one.
So many. Katerin and Kilfala. I keep mixing them up. Katerin shows up along with Miss Feist, her assistant, Dale. Who's super pissed. Hey, you didn't show up last night, Dale. Where the fuck were you?
Look, there was this party, and there were lightning bolts, and I definitely didn't go to the party, but I definitely went to the lightning bolts.
She forgives you without even questioning it. She just wanted you to know she wanted you to know that she was upset.
She's totally like, I can fix him.
Yeah.
We're in the background of him like pulling flowers out of a vase from behind her to be like, look, I got you flowers.
You shouldn't have. You're so thoughtful. Katerin will hug her granddaughter. Thank you all. And then give Gordon a knowing nod. The two of them will share this awkward silence for around 10 seconds or so. And then she will turn around with her granddaughter and leave. The speech ends. The broadcast ends. News correspondents and political pundits begin to talk about it, but Gordon turns them off.
Before he turns them off, could I recognize any interview that might be going on with the Archon?
There's no interview with the Archon, no. It just is footage of him shaking the hand of Duplan, and then people that you don't even know are talking about it. And like, what does this mean for the future of Ugarest? Is Ugarest going to ally with this new destry that is forming in the north? It doesn't matter to them that Destry isn't even a city-state. It's people having fled, its government abdicating to the tyrant of Tolst. It doesn't matter to them in this moment. It's too far away. But it is a foot in the door for them to come onto the mainland, to join in the chaos of continental life. It is something that Ugarest has been trying to do for 40 plus years, that Maelstrom's active aggression upon them has stopped them from doing. And speaking of people from Maelstrom, Draco, or Zane, you get a sending in your mind. Quite quickly, in fact. It's eerily quick. Almost as soon as the broadcast ends. It goes, Zane, what the fuck did you have me target with my airship. Why are we at war with Destry all of a sudden? You immediately recognize this as your divination tutor from Maelstrom.
I was not aware that the chaplain of Destry was in that targeted location.
There is a 3-word reply through the final sending message. There are, well, I guess 4-word reply. There are many questions. The spell ends, and you can't help but feel that something bad is probably going to happen soon.
Probably.
Gordon speaks up as Katerin Feist and Dr. Misery leaves. That's 3.5. Close to 4. We don't have much time left. No, it is 4, actually. I forgot Fontaine.
We have Dick.
That means we have enough, right? You have enough.
4 out of 9. Now that Bogar is gone. 1 more would do it. But I think I can push the vampire on my own.
So,
I mean, with the recent news of this alliance with Destry potentially happening,
We need to act quick.
yes. And we
What
can make
can-
that painfully aware to her that if this alliance does happen, she won't be safe here anymore.
what
She'd
can
have to
we
move
do?
again.
He shakes his head. Nothing anymore. It won't look right if foreign nationals assist in a coup d'etat. I must go speak with my daughter. Dale, join me. The rest of you. It's time to get you out of the country.
Run claps. Mission accomplished. Question mark.
There's still blood to be shed. He leaves with heavy footfalls. Dale!
Yes.
Xander is waiting for you two outside. Who did we just lose? Fucking
bot.
Apollo.
He went to the war room.
This motherfucker.
Come back, I need
Son of
you. Apollo,
What I
mute yourself, please.
You could just server mute him.
I could, yeah.
Cannot do this to us. You must come back. You cannot run from us.
It's
We
okay.
are. We never.
I'll just super mute him for a little while. Okay. Dale,
Yes, sir.
you are about to be a part of a civil war. What does that feel like?
I mean, a civil war is never a good thing, right? It's always shitty. There's always bad things that happen. It's always looked back as like a really shitty, terrible time. But We're in a spot where everyone is like oppressing people for being different, and he doesn't really want his kids, who are like 95% sure he's sure that his kids are going to be born different because he is also a person with like weird legs. And this is what has to be done. You have to cut out the cancer now before it grows.
Looking to the future, is this how you wanted this change to come about?
I think it was the only way. It's the only way to truly have peace.
Okay. Is there anything you want to say to these people? You joined them to help them in their quest, and for sure you were instrumental in their success for a few of them, especially Katerin. Without you, there would be no Katerin Stormsbane conversation being had.
I think he's just gonna he'll like clap Gibby on the shoulder and say, or not, fucking goddamn it, I can never get your name right. He'll clap Runt on the shoulder and say, "Don't worry, Runt. Maybe next time we meet, you won't be such a cunt." Kalukale, motherfucker!
You just jack him in the stomach immediately.
He shrugs and says, "In a month and a half, no one will see me ever again. Kalukale, motherfucker."
Hang on, what is it?
Do you have anything to say to Mirth, the man who punches Yugu, the dumpster boy you first met? Nav, the one you bridled, carried away from danger? Zane?
To Nav, he puts a hand on Nav's shoulder sadly and says, "I was never the one for you. You have to go off into the sunset with that officer, the one that hates my homeboy. I can't remember his name because I never talked to him before."
Oh, the cop. Officer Bradley.
Nav is gonna put his hand on whatever shoulder that Dale didn't, like, on the opposite shoulder, and be like, "You were the best Prince Charming I've ever had, but I'm gonna go fuck Officer Bradley, don't worry."
Absolutely, good job. Let me know if you need a blessing or a ceremony. I can do those. Also, for a cheap cost of 5 gold, I can also remove diseases, you know?
Oh, hell yeah! Who needs healthcare? Give me a high five for that one.
Yeah, high five. Give him 5 points of lay on hands to cure any diseases he has.
Boom. You do so.
The one who has contracted many illnesses in his time here.
To Zane, he's gonna walk up and somberly say, "Fireball is a good spell, and you can never persuade me otherwise." But it was a pleasure to have you.
We have had literally no cases where it would have been a good spell here.
You're incorrect in this one time. Your telepathy was awesome, except for the whole, like, listening to you talk in my head all the time. Thanks.
That was not my telepathy, that was Yugu's.
He points to Yugu.
Oh, shit.
Quickly.
God, you guys are all looking the same to me today.
Wow, racist.
That's why we have to do this coup d'etat. It's the only way to fix this problem that I'm having.
The only way to fix the world's racism is to have a civil war.
Hell yeah. Oh, fuck. I keep reading everybody's names backwards because everyone has it in a different spot. Oh,
there's only
Mirth, he says. Triple H. You're the chosen one of the ring. You can't let them beat you.
If we probably will see each other again, because I don't feel like I should return.
Good. Then stay with us.
Return where?
To Toast. Sorry to hijack this moment there, Dale.
You're fine. I understand.
Gordon asks if you want to elaborate a little further, Mirth.
With me missing, the cleric, the name I don't always remember, is I ran away from battle. And I kind of found a religion that actually finally suits me here in the Challenger with De La Ponte, with these people who probably will need a challenge. And Triple H might be a good symbol. If nothing else, I heard there's a lot of people that witnessed me fight a bunch of ninjas. And that seems pretty badass.
True.
So you found God and you're abandoning us.
Basically.
He is abandoning the God War because he has found God in his own way.
Oh no.
And in the best way possible, because this guy is badass. Like, he was a...
I started doing a
Starts handing out the
30-minute spiel.
pamphlets.
Ron just like walks
Fuck
away
your
from
war.
Mirth,
This
being
sounds
like,
awesome.
like Ron just walks away being like, we're God. We're supposed to be like God killers, not, whatever.
Gordon coughs out. Mirth, we're glad to have you, if you want to join us as well. Perhaps your boss will consider this a loan. We could definitely use more people capable of killing 50 ninjas at a time.
Hey. And maybe killing ninjas is exactly what you need.
Zane will look at Mirth and just hand him the championship belt.
Oh
You had to rub it in.
No, winning a fight in the arena is one thing. What you did could far surpass anything I could ever do. You deserve this. I do not.
Well, sacrament, obviously, but but thank you for the sentiment. Put a hand on your shoulder before giving you a big hug.
The crowd goes, "Aww." Then a laugh track plays.
And then with my long arms, I want to like turn it to a group hug.
No one can
Turns around, he's
escape
like, "Who
your
the fuck's in
mighty
this house?"
ligaments. Your limbs reach around every single shoulder to bring them all in.
There's
Slender
your
Man that
10
shit.
foot long arms.
Initiating hug, do not resist.
Is anyone else wanting to stay here?
No.
Nav, what about Officer Bradley? You're gonna leave him to fight a civil war on his own? He's a man of the law. You know he's gonna side for the law. He'll never join the rebels. Unless... ...
God, you mean I have to seduce him to your side?
You don't have to do
I mean, I
anything.
can do that, but...
Do you want Officer Bradley to die or become a war hero and stop the tyrant himself?
Fuck you, that's not why I'm staying. Racism aside. Ugaris seems like a cool place to live. And I've never had a normal life, and it... Shut up! We've all been emotional today, I don't want to do this.
It's
It
fine.
literally reminds you of Big Stinky, but better. Right?
Without all the stinky.
Yeah, with
It's
all
just
those.
big.
Tolst will never be your home, Nav. You knew that going in there. It's the tyrant's home. And although you like him, and he likes you, in a way, you were kin, having started your career paths down the same route as Hexblade Warlocks. It's his. But here, in Ugarest, where you are a very big fish in a very small pond, as well as all the fun that you've had, ramming cars into the ocean, doing a dance with a fucking vampire in a Twilight choreography session with a bunch of teenagers and homeless people, as well as finding potentially love in Officer Bradley, a maverick, a rebel without a cause, who had to keep turning in his badge for saving lives. The struggle of the common man in finding normalcy in a time of war is likely one of the harder challenges will ever be faced. Do you also go with Gordon, Dale, and Mirth?
Yes.
You do so. Leaving Zane, Runt, and Yugu. I don't speak for John, but Yugu's a coward. And also, this isn't his home. His family is buried beneath spore clouds in Moolah. Although he doesn't have much reason to fight, he was never going to be here forever. Ugarest does not like his kind. They don't want him here. And he will undoubtedly choose to head back to Tolst. Runt and Zane. Maelstrom's gonna be really mad at you in a couple days.
I'm sure they will be. It's kind of
Zane.
unavoidable.
Zane is going to try and get Runt off the hook. Because it was Zane's plan.
You know, Zane, if you do this, this will probably be the last major thing you'll ever get to do. If Maelstrom gets a hold of you after this, if you're their scapegoat for all of this, that's it for you. Even if they keep you alive. If you thought that you were locked away in a book dungeon with Ozark, what Maelstrom will do to you will be far worse.
I am fully aware. Those are the terms I signed when I became a Maelstrom citizen.
As long as you understand that you're signing your life away as I've already signed away with mine. No
I
regrets.
signed my life away long before I met you, Runt.
Okay.
Alright.
You three, Yugu, Runt, and Zane, will wait within the home base, the embassy for Tolst. A car will come to pick you up, to take you to a ship on the open water, to then fly you to the border where the air fleet is currently stationed. A airship will then lower down a grappling hook for you all to board, a ladder unfurling along with it. And you will begin to head towards the Judgment of Longing. Irithyll having patrolled this area for around a month and a half now. It is kind of awkward, as she notes that there are only 3 of you, and she was expecting 5. She will ask where Mirth and Nav are.
They chose to
They're in a
stay
better
behind
place.
in Uberest.
She nods at the 2 different answers. Gives a shrug. Make mention that wherever Nav is, I hope he keeps whipping.
Oh, he will have someone to whip for the rest of his life, I think.
Good for him. Because when you whip together,
You live forever.
forever. It's not the whip in our hands that matters, Irithyll philosophizes. It's the whip in our hearts.
Oh,
the
and
long
he will
lash
be
that
whipped.
connects us like the red string of fate.
Right.
A single tear rolls down her eye. I'll miss that fuckboy from Big Stinky. Not Mirth, though. He scared me. And she fucking heads back to the bridge.
He was kind of a freak,
Ninjas
wasn't
while
he?
we were
He
there.
had way too long of arms. She just goes full.
Use
How
them
can
to
a man
utterly
live with 2
annihilate
elbows and his 1 arm? That's crazy.
Listen, he used them to kill 50 ninjas by himself. He just, like, helicoptered himself, like, in a circle constantly, like a cyclone, until all of them were dead.
That's pretty based.
In my own
Irithyll
head
says.
canon, he does the like with his arms, and it was so confusing that he just slaps the ever living shit out of everybody.
He just became
There are
a
no
wacky
better
inflatable
arms.
arm flailing tube man.
Yeah, exactly.
There are no better whips than arms.
It's true. Heading back to Tolst, you will fly. Runt's fate and Zane's fate will be a mystery for now. Perhaps they'll be used as trading chips with Maelstrom in the future. But the Tyrant's not just going to let you 2 go. You are his people. And you're also level 9s. And he's got to keep those around him now.
I never hit level 9. I'm still level 8.
No, you hit
I'm
level
level
9.
9.
Everybody hits level 9 because the level average.
Yeah, goes up finally with me leveling up.
Yeah.
Yay!
It's true.
Isn't that like the 3rd time you've held back the leveling cap?
It's the first time I've held back the leveling cap. It's the 2nd or 3rd time our team has held up the leveling cap.
Yeah.
What happens in Ugarest for the next couple months is gonna be bloody. The reports will become fainter and fainter from, or to Tolst, I should say. Shade will occasionally pop into Nav's periphery to see what's going on when he has time. And it's not slow, the takeover of the White Maiden. But Sylvester Steele will remain a thorn in the side, bankrolling mercenaries from Hyperia, from Big Stinky, from all over the place, who he is getting through to the country somehow. The Archon, however, will indeed be punched by Le Ponch, who in the chaos infiltrates on his own into the Archon's palace and citadel, and quite literally just one-shot KOs him. It is epic and televised, because he took a news crew hostage with a handgun that he found just on the street.
You know, I've never looked in this drawer before. Oh, a gun!
A gun!
It's a gun!
Oh, it's a gun!
With the power of the Challenger and this gun I found.
Indeed. What happens to Nav, Mirth, Dale, Feist, all of the characters we met is not of consequence at the moment. The White Maiden will come into power. It is just a number of lives which will decide how quick that becomes. As we pull the curtain down upon Ugarest, who will hopefully play some part in the future war to come, I want to thank you all. Gibby, Draco, Orion, Eric, especially. Not you, Charlie. You showed up for like 13 sessions. Fuck you. You just want
Fuck
D&D.
you.
You fucking goblin. But, 3 of you, 3 of the 4 names I just gave, signed up initially for this campaign. Orion, you showed up in a time when we were losing people. A lot of attrition was being faced, and you've stemmed the gap. And it was fucking fantastic having you with us. Your first sessions were easily some of my favorite for the Discovery. Be it you blindly charging into a ratling gunner, or a rat ogre, or whatever the fuck it was, and fucking YOLOing, dabbing as a 30 hit point wizard.
The rattling gun, yeah.
Yeah. Eric, we started off a little rough, brother. We lost Dearmund with your fake Swedish accent to a really, really unfortunate spell.
Yep.
Fucking Runt lived through it all, though. Somehow,
Motherfucker.
miraculously.
It's the halfling luck that he ended up giving up.
Indeed. Draco, I feel like I did you dirty for a while. You had to wait a year before you could fucking play with us just due to technical issues. And it's unfortunate that you're leaving so soon after joining us, but life happens. I hold no ill will. Was it fun for you?
It was.
Was it good for you, babe?
And I will be back.
That's
at
good to
some
hear.
point. I just need a break.
I getcha, man. I guess we can just go around the table and say what our favorite bits were of this campaign, as well as the previous year. Whoever wants to go, this is kind of freeform. Go for it.
Let's start with our newest member, Soul Crusher 669,
AKA Mr. Underground.
aka Doug Dimmadome.
I'm also known as Patrick. It's nice to meet you guys. My real name is Charles. However, you've known me as the shitbag known as Patrick. Patrick is actually a very nice person, but I portray him as a shitbag while I'm playing as him, under his name. He's a great guy though. I think I love hearing like the little bits of lore and then like connecting the dots between lore. Whenever you get stuff from John, like the like crashed airship in the middle of the ocean, and then like someone talks about it in a different spot and then a different spot, and you have to like try to connect the dots of whatever the fuck John's like insane imagination like dreamed up of it. It's fucking great.
For sure.
What was your favorite player? Not me, of course. Who was it? Let's play favorites, Charlie. It's time to out. Who's the best one of these fuckers?
Oh man, the fucking you guys all have really cool characters, but literally nothing beats Yugu just fucking dumpster diving. Every chance he gets, he's like, I gotta hide, dumpster. I'm in the motherfucking dumpster, bitches.
You don't have to like suck up to him. He's not even here.
I know, he can't even hear me anymore.
That's how you know it's real.
It's true.
Yeah.
Who else wants to go?
I'll go. Honestly, haven't really finished too much of the campaign as a whole, and I've only been here for not even 20 sessions, I think. But it's been fun. watching the insanity that was this party and all the weird bullshit that they would get up to. But I think my favorite would probably just have to be The Many Misadventures of Mirth.
So many.
Fucking
So
Mirth
many.
just doing his own thing. He's living his life to the fullest. Can you blame him?
Doing his own thing, going terminally insane.
Yeah. Okay. Who else wants to say something?
Yeah. It's been more than a year since I've joined. I looked back into our DMs, and literally it was June of last year
Oh shit.
in which I joined you guys. And that is crazy to me. And I can't believe this game hasn't, like, exploded from the amount of shit we've been up to.
And we're successful too. That's the crazy part.
We're the success team.
True.
Like, how is this world functioning? Through blood, sweat, and tears of John and lots of duct tape. As my favorite moments is the fact that we ramble on about our plans so long, in which you just see John like just check out and just like, oh.
Here they go again.
The hand swipe over the face is when you know.
Look,
It's because I'm listening. I'm like, oh fuck. These fucking guys.
I have to plan an encounter for this.
Okay.
But it's satisfying, and I loved it so far.
Eric, you or me?
Oh, Lordy Lou. There's so many moments that it's hard to remember them all, and it's hard
I know.
to pick a favorite.
We haven't had a good heart-to-heart about the campaign since Kushim left, which feels kind of like yesterday, to be honest. But it's been half a year, a little over, since then.
I always seem to remember. I'm just deciding to pick on John a little bit. I always seem to remember in the middle of all of our bullshit planning, there's always the same tone of voice he uses when he's like, alright, I think we need to take a step back because you're losing sight in all of your planning. You're losing some key details, like the thing that you're supposed to do. I remember the halfling splitter just being so fucking funny. That whole thing.
Do you want to describe that for the two people who may not know what that is now?
So the halfling splitter was a modified troll stat block when we first entered Maelstrom, and it's all Gibby's fault.
It's true.
Because John was like, hey, what are you most afraid of? And Gibby was originally going to say drowning, and instead came up with the halfling splitter.
I came up with my own DM description of, here's this like really cool monster that I just had like a random thought experiment of while we were on break, and I just said that instead, and John's like, I'm gonna make a monster out of that. And then that was the rest of the session.
And it killed
Zero.
Yeah, it killed Yugu's previous character. And almost killed you. Meager didn't get to participate in that fight because he was too slow to make it because he was running.
I was still running.
Yeah, and Kushim missed his Eldritch Blasts like 8 times, as he always does.
That was a shit show of a fight, but we lived for the most part.
You did
As
not.
nobody important died.
It's the opposite of living, in fact. Yeah. That was... I remember going through it, and I was just nodding to myself, like, yeah, I'm gonna commit to this. We're just gonna go and kill 2 players right now, because they split up from the party, and that's just what's gonna happen. Fuck it.
Well, to be fair, it's like, what's 2 more, right? Like, you've already
Yeah.
done it.
I know. God damn. I'm trying.
God damn.
No, Ron, what was your favorite bit? Did you already go?
No. So the Halfling Splitter was the one that I said was my favorite bit the last time, so I'm not going to include anything that I said the last time we had this campaign recap. So moving forward from that, my favorite, and I guess year 2 or season 2 of our little drama show, is definitely going to just have to be the entirety of Ugarest, start to finish. There's no one particular moment. It has all been like, when you think of Dungeons and Dragons, you don't think of what happens in Ugarest. Like, the way people talk about D&D and then what actually happens in their games, like when we mention Ugarest, every single crazy shit thing that happens is like actually what happened. Because people tend to exaggerate their stories and talk about all this wild shit that happens. All the crazy shit actually happens. And so it doesn't even feel like a fantasy Dungeons and Dragons game anymore. We literally had a 3-foot-tall, hobbit-looking person basically throw a smoke grenade as a SWAT team broke down a door while a giant lizard man tried to turn himself invisible and run away by jumping out of a window. Like, does that sound like high medieval fantasy to you? Because that sounds like just some random crazy bullshit someone says when they're on, like, the craziest shit they can find. But that's just what we do on a weekly
hunt.
And then the hydrogen hunt, trying to figure out what the fuck hydrogen was in character, to blackmailing someone for it, only to find out that the person who needs it is literally just this giant Lorax hair monster who turned a house into a mimic. Like,
True.
The things that we do on a weekly basis, it never gets stale, it never gets boring. And the most fun part about it is how narrative driven it is, because it feels reactive. If we're proactive, the world is reactive to what we do. So it feels like every time we make a decision, there is something responding to us in kind. So it feels more like our story, like we actually get to not play a game, but write a story with each other. And that's why I can't really pick any specific moment other than just the entirety of Ugarest, because it literally feels to me like the whole of Ugarest is just a season of a show. Because it's good shit, and I love it.
Thanks, man.
We literally made a sitcom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It became like almost like a very long episode of Burn Notice, you know? Like Kaloo-Kalays all around. You have this weird city you're in. It's almost modern, but not quite. It's just Miami, right? That's what Ugarest essentially has become.
It's always sunny in Ugarest.
Yeah. Like, you're not even the only action movie going on. Like, whoever the fuck Officer Bradley is.
Yeah, he's just Paul Blart Mall Cop, but an action movie, as if he's Fast and the Furious mixed in.
True. God, I'm trying to think of my favorite moment from this season. I'd have to say the fucking ninjas, dude.
That was pretty good,
When we stopped with, when I got rid of the stat blocks, and we, like, fuck D&D at that point, right? It's now Mirth versus ninjas. Who gives a shit about, like, how many hit dice do they have? Like, nah. It's literally everything is just on Mirth and what he decides in that moment. And
let's just jump off the side of a building.
he made gambles. He risked a man's life who did not want his life to be risked. He found God in a broken place. And just absolutely demolished them.
Broken bodies.
I feel like...
I will snap his back in half.
Very true.
You baned the poor man.
Man, that would have been awful. I really enjoyed fucking Charlie, man. You just make me laugh all the goddamn time and just do the stupidest shit imaginable as quickly as you possibly can. Without breaking character, no less.
John,
The
when
little
you brought Charlie
fucking-
here, were you expecting him to instantly get married?
No, of course not. But this
He
game's
was
about
expecting
yes
me to do
anding.
stupid shit.
Yeah. So, thank you, Charlie, for sticking with us for however long you did stay. I felt like I did you dirty in the Caveman campaign by not giving you an ending. Like, I'm not giving it to John either.
It's fine. It's
John,
fine.
the one who so desperately wanted to be here, but his phone just fucking died. Sorry.
We shall mourn for him.
God damn, Yugu is just a fucking treat of a character of like, no, I will not do anything that harms me ever or endangers my life. And being that super, super safe character in a party filled with rapscallions and just ne'er-do-wells, which is what you fucking daredevils are.
I have summoned the dancing item. I will retreat to my trash can now.
Yeah, basically. He played it consistently, and that's what I loved. Runt as the barely charismatic leader for the entire first season, and then switching into this multi-class hybrid so you actually had some charisma, was fucking... It's always been good, you taking the reins when no one else would, and do it, falling into that role. Fuck, man. There's so much to be said for you, Zane. Even though you were with us, I mean, slightly longer than Charlie here. I think you had like 4 or 5 sessions on him. But you committed to your fucking character throughout the entire time. Even in the first... Like, during our application and interview processes, like, I so desperately wanted you in my games, and were it not for the fucking internet of your cornfield state...
Lord of the Scuff.
Yeah. I can only imagine what other shenanigans we could have gotten up to. That's probably going to be one of my bigger regrets of the entire God War, is just not being able to get you in as fast as possible.
If my burnout subsides before it all ends, who knows? We might be able to get into even more.
True. Eric, my boy. My beautiful boy. All the way back from Mokapuni. The eldest player of mine. Not in terms of age, but in terms of sticking with it. I gotta ask.
Yes.
Are you just so desperate for D&D, or did you fall in love with me at some point?
You know, it's a little column A, a little column B. You know, we've had some domestic disputes, there's been some things thrown, but you know, we work past it.
There may have been a knife involved.
You know, we don't talk about that time, okay?
We don't.
Things were said.
True.
And by the way, I don't care that Brandon is back in the games. I keep the trophy
You do.
of eldest player because I had the longest concurrent with no breaks. I don't
Look,
care.
Eric, you just gotta keep playing West Marches. That's it. Play a West March a week, and
Okay,
he'll never have
that's
you
all I
beat.
need to.
That's it.
You know,
That's
there's
what
a
I need to
game
keep my title.
planned for Monday, perhaps, or Tuesday, perhaps.
Make it work, guys. We have West Marches. You're one of my first people who read all of my fucking lore documents there. It's finally time for you fuckers to explore the world before you ran into it, I guess. We're at about an hour and a half. I think we're gonna end it here, though. so that maybe John can pull in on his phone without our cameras deleting his data. And ask campaign questions hidden from... Actually, no. Does anyone have any campaign questions that they desperately want resolved that will never get to be seen on show? If it is a live thing, if that plotline can affect other groups or of a stream, I'm gonna just tell you that we're not answering it. But any dead ends I can answer here and now.
The lesbian stronghold I do want to learn more about. Was that like an actual dungeon that you ever planned? Or is that... Well, tell me about that. I gotta know.
It was gonna be a 5-floor dungeon, yeah.
Shit.
Half of it was
Mega
gonna be
dungeon.
puzzles. A quarter of it was going to be sexual innuendo traps as well.
Of course.
And then there was, like, you know, you say
What
a
was the
stupid
blood
phrase and we'd get, like, rhymes or whatever. And then at the end, there'd be just a bunch of Amazons you'd have to fight to kidnap Sylvester Steele.
Nice.
The treasure vault would have comically too much treasure to the point where you could not take it all. So...
Yeah. I figured, because we had that problem once before, and that was just a regular dungeon.
Yeah.
This is the guy who prints money.
He prints money, and he collects collectibles. Sylvester
Christ
Steele
even has a vault of money.
Yeah. So I just want to go off on Sylvester Steele and where the lesbian stronghold came from. Do you guys know Mr. Sark on YouTube?
Yes.
I used to watch him when I was in high school, and one of his, like, kidnapping, or not kidnapping, like hide and seek things in Gary's mod.
Right. Yeah, like the hidden and stuff like that.
At one point, they were playing hide and seek, and the line, "What is Seenanners doing in his lesbian stronghold?" came out. And it caught me so off guard, and it was... I just made me laugh really hard that I wanted to bring it back.
Nice.
Fuck, I'm so old, bro. I remember
used to watch...
That was like 13 years ago.
I used to watch Seenanners too.
I used to watch Gassy Mexican.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Ah, fuck, Gassy Mexican.
And then Sylvester Steele is from the Leon character. The fucking Deer Boy guy. I don't know if you guys ever ran into him during your time here. But, yeah. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's a raid team thing. Don't worry about it. There's some weird connection there.
Oh! I might.
Yeah. Good old Deer Boy. So that was Sylvester Steele and the Lesbian Stronghold.
Can you, during our flight from Destry the second time, Tolst was using spirit beasts.
Yes.
For controlling them or some way. Can you tell us about that?
No.
No? Okay.
Get fucked.
No, I cannot.
So, about turtles not being real.
Okay, so my oceans are way different than our world's ocean. Well, maybe not too far off. I like the idea that in a fantasy world where megafauna still exists, the oceans would be the scariest place ever. All the turtles that we see in, like, fantasy shit are either massive, huge things like a dragon turtle, or, like, holding up the world on a disc, right? So, in that vein, my whales are, like, 2-mile-long sea Goliaths that no one ever really gets a clear look at, but are either signs of good or ill omen. Of, like, danger and wealth. And turtles are in a similar thing of, like, yeah, all the turtles... Like, we have our turtles out there on the ocean, like our sea turtle and whatnot. but some of them are like turtles and are just fuck huge and are like continent sized and fucking around on coasts. I can't go into too much detail on them, but yeah, you know, if we ever have to do
That's
like an
what I
ocean
needed.
adventure, they'll probably come back in.
There
Sea
is
serpents,
an ocean
whales, and
adventure out
turtles.
there.
I'm sorry?
There's an ocean adventure out there.
Oh, yeah.
Someone's got to find that wrecked craft in the middle of bumfuck ocean
Indeed.
town.
Someone has to save Beef Swellington from the ocean.
It's been years.
Oh,
you have to let
shit.
him go, Gibby.
Never.
I do have still concerning you, Grest. Linnell Sharp.
Oh yeah.
We didn't interact with her at all. What was her deal?
I think we interacted with every important NPC besides her.
Linnell
Yeah,
Sharp
I have nothing.
is a descendant of so there are a lot of characters named Dan in my world as well as Randy. And whenever I want to
And
be
also
like
Steve.
vague and mysterious and not give too much information, I call them Dan or something. So that's like a key for me. So Linnell Sharp is like a descendant of a character actually named Dan, rather than standing for something like Lychee Dan stands for something. I think there's an art. No, that's Randy I'm thinking of. There's a couple other Dans around, but Linnell Sharp is like one of the Dans, like descendants of it. So it's like, yeah, she's important. But you guys never really interacted with her, and honestly, she was never gonna side with you ever. She's an arms maker, and she likes war. She's a war hawk. And you kind of gave her what she wanted, so who cares?
What was Ugarestian vampire lady like? What did she actually want?
To be left alone. Yeah. You quite
Was she ever,
literally just
like-
had to keep poking her until she was like, fine, fuck, just fuck off. I'll help you.
Okay.
That was the key to that puzzle.
The one thing we thought was the dumb answer to do.
Yeah, it was the correct answer the entire time. That being said, this was originally designed for the political team.
Yeah.
Clearly, this was meant for them. There's no discovery that you have really done. On the other hand, the Saturday team, also known as the failure team or the original political team, are only doing discovery shit. They're on a massive quest to figure out the weakness of Lychee Dan and his conduits, and like how do the foul ones work? What's the deal with the moon? And you guys are over here like getting people to agree with each other.
They took our stuff.
Yeah.
But we took their stuff.
You took their stuff.
And we actually did it, so...
You actually did it, yeah.
In a roundabout, messy way, but yes.
Originally, Dr. Misery was from the background of a character known as Aurelia, played by Julia. The others were, I mean, the vampire is quite literally Sever's
Arabella.
vampire mom.
Yeah.
So, you know.
A lot of recurring characters in Ugarest.
Yeah. Such is life, though. I don't know if that answered the original question. I just went off on a tangent, didn't I?
Well,
kind of.
It's totally fine, yeah.
We're
We don't
used
remember
to
the
it.
original question.
Hands.
Okay, perfect. Anything else?
What kind of future do we have for the characters who do remain? Is there possibilities of them being like, because we've had characters show up being like guest stars and things like that.
Yeah.
Previously.
There's always, gonna be an opening. I don't want to get too deep into Runt because you may be able to play in the Monday crew. I'm gonna run it by them first if they want Runt in Monday. I think Saturday group is filled for the most part, unfortunately. So we can't take any refugees there. We may still do something on Thursday. We just may change the flow of it. And make like a mini campaign within this world. Like within the same time period. That way it's still God War related, but maybe not necessarily so focused on the God War.
Yeah.
Maybe just a treasure hunter or a team ultra-violent squad. Who knows?
Ooh. Murder Dwarves, Part 2!
Murder Dwarves, yeah.
Hyperion people that,
Murder Dwarves, yeah. I'm sorry?
Hyperion people that might, like, mercenaries.
Hell no. Hyperia's... That's the next campaign, buddy! It's one of the things... it's either that or we're going back in time. I'm not sure. I have to figure out what's going on with Friday.
But what if, instead of the Tyrant of Tulst, we do the God War, but this time we're working for Hephaestus?
Who says
Literally,
not
isn't that
already?
literally impossible? Impossible?
I'm sorry?
I was about to say, isn't that literally impossible?
Who knows?
Hephaestus can go back.
You know what they say, guys. Liches live forever.
Liches be bitches.
Liches
get stitches.
Liches love
any
witches.
final thoughts or things you guys want to say to anyone watching this VOD or to Temer in chat before we head on out here?
Hey guys, this stream is in fact sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends.
Okay, thank
Raid
you
Shadow
all
Legends.
for having me for so long. And I've always wanted to interrupt Gibby while he was doing that. Like, every single time, like, in the back of my mind, I was like, interrupt him. But this is the first time I'm able to, and it feels great. Thank you all for having me. It's been a wild ride. And I can't wait until my schedule opens up or someone leaves from Saturday team. God be damned.
You heard him, motherfuckers! Get the fuck out!
Get out of there! Get out! Tamer, you're on Monday now!
Oh, shit.
Ron's getting shafted. We're keeping Orion instead.
Get wrecked. But seriously, love this campaign. Love you guys.
Love you, bud. This is Jimmy Kimmel signing off.
Thing to say.
So,
I have one thing to say. Don't die.
Don't die.
He ended it for us. We gotta go. He said the line.
Oh shit! They're not gonna know.
Have a wonderful evening, afternoon, morning, wherever you are. And as Zane said, don't die. Peace out, guys.